You say in your book the most important thing, that one of the most important things an investor must have is second level thinking. And one step to achieve that is ask yourself, who doesn't know that yet before investing? How do you know that the market hasn't already priced in an opportunity you see? Can you walk us through this process?
Well, this is the knowledge advantage we're talking about. And so I wrote this book. It's called The Most Important Thing. Basically what it says is that, again, it goes to this idea of a knowledge advantage. In order to do better than others in picking securities, by definition, you have to know something they don't know. So I believe that the first level thinker is kind of superficial and shallow and not sophisticated. And I always use the example, my son says to me, "Dad, we should buy the stock of Ford because they're coming out with a new Mustang and I hear it's going to be great." And I would say to him, who doesn't know that? If everybody knows it, then it's reasonable to believe that it is already priced in to the stock price. And so if it turns out to be true, it's not going to be a source of profit. Profits come from really favorable surprises. So the first level thinker says Ford is going to come out with a new Mustang. It's going to be great. We should buy the stock. The second level thinker says Ford's going to have this great new Mustang, but it's not going to be great as everybody thinks. We should sell the stock. The first level thinker says favorable events produce favorable stock price performance. The second level thinker says surprises with regard to events, favorable surprises produce stock price appreciation. Another term we can use for this is variant perception. Most people perceive A, you perceive B, so you have the potential for a divergence of opinion which will be potentially profitable. But of course, B has to turn out to be true. That's the hard part. You have to have a forecast which is different from that of others. That's easy, but it has to be right. And usually the consensus of opinion is fairly close to right most of the time. So it's not easy to have a different forecast which is superior. And the last memo, it's entitled, "I Beg to Differ." And what it's about is how important it is to hold different views. Now let's think about that for a minute. If your views, your opinions are the same as everybody else's, you'll probably take the same action as everybody else, and you'll have the same results as everybody else. So in order to have different results, you have to do something different, which means in some way you have to think different. So that stresses the importance of having a difference of opinion. But, as I said, it's not enough to be different. You have to be different and right. So, you know, if everybody in this room thinks it's going to be a sunny day tomorrow, then I could establish my distinction by saying, no, it's going to snow tomorrow. But that's not going to make you right. And there was a second edition to this book called The Most Important Thing Illuminated, where a bunch of substantially superior investors inserted their comments in the book. And one of my friends, Joel Greenblatt, who has a great record as an equity investor, said, you know, just because 5 other people refuse to stand in the path of an oncoming truck doesn't mean you should. So you shouldn't be different for the purpose of being different. Only when you know something that you think the market doesn't know, and only when you can be correct.